today with Phil Maturano from New York. Phil has been communicating with us for quite a while with Louis Cardosa and myself, and he's in pursuit of, I guess, the ultimate jazz cymbal. Everyone's kind of looking for something a little different, but we think this is something that we're missing in our palette of sound. We flattened it all out and basically starting from ground zero again. And we had one of the artisans, the hand hammer guys, actually build the profile as we stood right there, and we worked with them until we got it to where we thought it was very close. Being a new cymbal, it's always going to be a little bit restricted. We had the lathe guys do their magic on it, and now we're just letting it age and open up a little bit and playing it and tweaking it as we're making another one to have a few. But Phil, maybe you can say a few words and let us know your thoughts on what you've seen today.
I think one of the nice things about it, which is what we're discussing, is that it's not like perfect. It's a bit you know, lower here, and the bell is not a totally completely perfect round, but that's kind of what I was searching for, like an ugly beauty kind of thing.
That's right.
You know, and you can see that it's kind of different shapes, and I think that's very important, because when you're playing jazz, you really need every color you can possibly get out of a cymbal. So as you hit it in different areas, and even if you spin it, it's sounding a little bit different in every area, as opposed to just the static sound that everywhere you hit it the same. It's really not good in a cymbal if it sounds the same everywhere. So you have the body, you have the outer edge sound, and you have the bell sound, and you have the near the bell sound, which is very different sound in the cymbal, which is a beautiful thing because it makes it real versatile, colorful.
And that's something we were trying to describe to the hand hammer guys. I mean, we try to beat it into them to keep things consistent, and now we're telling them not to keep it consistent. We want some high areas, some low areas to you know, open up that envelope of color that we maybe don't get typically because we're trying to be too perfect all the time.
Nice when you have two instruments that serve different purposes, although they're rides. Like one ride should have a nice spread on it, so that on ballads, you know, you could have a nice bed of sound on ballads. There's so much space between the notes if you're playing a ballad, you know. There's all that sound is projected out into the room and to the other players, of course. And sometimes, when you do have that sound, you have a softer cymbal in general. But if you play it a fast tempo, that type of cymbal might wash out. It might. So it's good to have another cymbal for faster tempos that doesn't wash out so much, maybe a little more compact sound, and that you can really hear the stick on. Because on faster tempos, you need stick definition as well as that bedding of sound. Talking really, some people think this is maybe high tempo, which it is, but maybe real high tempo is. Right? So that's a real nice cymbal because it has a nice spread, but you still hear every stroke.
Talking a little bit about the difference between the two rides. This is around 20-inch, and that's about 22. As you can see, this cymbal is hammered much differently. It's more the HHX hammering, and we filled it in top and bottom. So there's a lot of hammering, but it doesn't stand out quite as much as your traditional hand hammering on the 22. But by hammering on top and bottom, we're actually giving the cymbal some flexibility. And that's very important when you're playing, as you can relate to. It has to feel right, it has to have the looseness and the movement to not only sound great, but to feel great. And that's something we're striving for, you know, in every cymbal we make, but especially jazz cymbals is very crucial. You have that feel, you have that articulation and sound. And by combining these two styles of hammering, I think we're kind of getting the best of both worlds. You know, a little more, maybe a little more defined stick definition here, and then you're getting the complexity and the larger wash out of the larger cymbals, the more wash out of the larger cymbals. So, you know, visually they're very appealing and acoustically also.